with that, we've had two powerful inspirations. Bobby, what do you have lined up for us to move us today?
Well, for me this week it was 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and it was verses 17 to 18. And it basically says, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal." And so for me this week, I was having a struggle with incorporating school, job, family, and something at work happened where I was having to give a little bit more of myself and wasn't really seeing the results of it. And I just got really down and really depressed. And then on Tuesday, something, awesome happened where it all came about. And I had a young person that was struggling with some things come up and say that, something that I did helped to change things for him. And that's when 2 Corinthians came out, and that evening actually in my Bible study. And I was just like, I just sat here and I went, wow, okay, God, you knew I needed that little victory. There it is. And so for me, the momentary and light troubles that we have right now will be far outweighed by the glory that we're going to receive in the end. Because we don't always know what we're going to be doing, and if what we're doing has any real impact on anybody else. But if we fix our eyes on God and what is not seen, and we work for His glory and not for the glory of other people, then we allow God to work through us. And I think the world needs more of that. And as soon as we realize that that's what we're doing things for Him and not for us, then we'll really start to make a difference and an impact in the world.
And not to get into too much of those details, but what I love about Bobby is his humility, because for him, he called it a little victory, but knowing the depth of that story and the details of the impact he had on this young person in that person's life, that's a huge victory. So, and that's what I just want to thank Bobby for, is when he told me about the story, and we just want to make sure that we give you an overview of it. But what I think he ended up doing was just an empowerment for somebody who felt powerless, and to the point where that powerlessness was almost paralyzing to that person and could have changed his life for the negative. Bobby was the inspiration that helped empower him and bring him to a point where he could act. And it's these elements of these heroic stories that we talk about. Usually a hero needs a guide because they have a problem and they need somebody to inspire them to act out based on that plan. And in this story, Bobby was the guide that helped the hero who had the problem overcome his challenges. But the plan that he used was just really inspired by God. So for that, Bobby, thank you.
Thanks.
It was awesome. Yeah. So, Eric, Chris, how do you react to his inspiration from this week?
Oh, wow. I mean, what you just said, everybody can relate to. Everybody can relate to. Seems like there's so much stuff going on. You feel beaten down, and once again, going to the scriptures is how we energize ourselves. I don't even think sometimes we realize that it energizes us like it does, and that's just the Holy Spirit taking, it was the promise we were given that He's going to take care of us and He's going to be there for us. And once again, I think there's many times that we don't understand the impact that we really have on others. I heard little victory, but it sounds like it was a little bit more than a little victory. So, I remember one day my neighbor, who I've been witnessing to a lot of my neighbors and stuff, and my neighbor told me during our, we had a little storm in Texas. We called it the Ice-Mageddon, about a month ago, and our power was out and everything. And my neighbor, we really gave an opportunity to talk to everybody. And my neighbor came over and said, I just want to let you know, man, we really watch you guys. And, I'm like, wow. First I was like, what? And then he's like, but your wife, even when your kids come over, the way that y'all act, he's like, it's like you all really just love each other so much. And, just every time we see you, it's like, we just like talking with you guys. And that's exactly what you were to this young man. And I don't think sometimes we realize the impact and the power of the Spirit through us and what it's doing for other folks.
That's so true. That's so true. I couldn't have put it any better. But Bobby, you know, and in what you do as a father, as a child of the Most High God, and in your career, you probably don't see it enough that you are impactful to people. And unfortunately, there's just too much in the world today where that is taken away from you as you are, as who you are as a person and professional. And so the fact that, you know, by using, or God using you as his vessel, you change somebody, sounds like forever. And to Simon's words, I mean, humility.
Yeah.
This sounds like a huge win. So bless you, brother.
Thanks.
I'm so glad that the four of us can be together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I read that email. I mean, it moved me in a way that I haven't been moved in a long time. And what I really loved about it is when you called it in your mind a little victory, because it shows that you're not looking for the glory, but rather you're just trying to do God's work. So just know, my friend, that was a huge victory for what you did for that person. So great job. Awesome.